guys, so we're on a train unit. It is a 2018 train. It was not registered when it was put in, according to the other company. I'm going to double check all that. Obviously this is a second opinion. Oh well, take those right off with my finger. They're supposed to be torque tightened. And they came out, Mike and his son came out and told him that it was leaking in the evaporator coil, and quoted him $5,000 to replace the coil. Unit's 8 years old. Kind of borderline. He's thinking about replacing it because he has zoning, and you really would prefer to have a two-stage system on zoning because you can set that up to percentage of zones. Basically, if it's just in one zone calling, you can set it up to run and stay in first stage. But yeah, it's got some pressure in it. We'll see what our standing pressure is on it. 150, 171, which is not bad. It's hard to tell. You're going to have a certain pressure at a certain temperature. That doesn't mean it's full of refrigerant. It just means that what's in here is reacting to the temperature. But let me go turn the thermostat on. Let's actually run it and check the charge. Alright, so I've turned both the thermostats on. It has zoning. My dampers are all open. The unit is not running. So I'm guessing they pulled the disconnect. I'm hoping that's what they did. Nope. Got a fault code here. Got ants all up. Jesus, now they're all over me where I was opening that door. They came right down my drill. Look at the ants crawling all up the side of this thing. Not uncommon. Contactor's not pulled in, but we do have a fault code here. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just going to be a lockout. So try to stay away from these ants. But they are all up in there. Let me reset this thing real quick. Where's my cobwebs all in it? So he ain't been getting any maintenance done, that's for sure. So we can reset it. And I'll just cycle the power on it and be done with it. Our standing pressure is 175. And that's with the blower running. It's about 70 in the house and 68 outside. So wait for that board to reset and see what it does. So it's on and running. I'm going to hold that contactor in. Just pumping down. I'm going to run it in heat mode and see what it does. So I'm just disconnecting common from the reversing valve. I'm going to cycle it back on. I'm going to disconnect. Well, I've already done that when I did that. They left the caps off out here. So you see how dirty the thing is. It's not been getting maintenance done on it. But I'm wondering if the indoor TXV is pumping down. We got 175 PSI standing pressure. They could have misdiagnosed it. They may be right, but that's why I'm going to check it in heat mode and we're going to see what the pressures are. So now we're running in heat mode. I'm holding the contactor in. You can see the pressures now. They're 34, 33 over 226. So it's slow on charge. And we're going to go up there and confirm the leak. They said he had the evaporator coil and see what kind of price we can give him for that. They were quoting him like $5,000 and wanting to replace a new system. But we'll go up there and double check that. We're starting to frost up out here in heat mode. So it just shows you right there, looking at standing pressure, 175, 68 degrees outside. Got to turn the thing on and run it to confirm that. But anyway, let's go up in the attic and see what's going on with this coil. Alright, so we have a TAM 8 air handler up here. And let's see if we can figure out where a leak is in this thing. There's not a lot of refrigerant in it. But, let's see what we can come up with. There's a little oil in there. You can see it smearing around. So there's some oil in here. So there's a leak in this thing. Yep, there we go. We got oil all over these wires here. So based on the reputation and history of these coils, pretty sure that's where it's at. But let's see if we can find it. So if anybody knows anything about these TAM air handlers, you'll know they're positive air handlers. The blower is back here, so it's going to blow through here. You're going to have a lot of air swirling around in here as it goes through the coil, whereas a negative air handler is pulling it through the coil. So you get some turbulation in here. So you can have oil in one place, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's where your leak is. So we're going to start in the common places, those U-bends. And just dropping back down now. Let me zero it. Yep, right back there. Sometimes it can be on the other side. But most of the time with these Trane aluminum coils, it's going to be in your U-bends. Zero this thing with some fresh air. I'm not picking up anything up around here. Oh, a little hit there. That's the third time I've had it go off back there. So we just came out of the winter. So if he was running this thing in heat, obviously the coil's hotter, the pressures are higher. It's going to leak faster. Yep. So not uncommon. And this unit's only 8 years old. It's the second system on the house, and the company that installed it may or may not have registered it, but this is the new homeowner since this system was installed, and Trane does not transfer that warranty. And Trane they keep records of that, and they have people that actually double check the properties where their systems have been installed to see if they've changed owners. And if they pick up on that and find that the people that were in that house when that unit was registered are not the same people that own it, they will go into the system and revert the warranty on that unit back to a 5-year warranty without the homeowner even knowing it, or the new homeowner anyway. You're supposed to transfer it when we put systems in. We give them the paperwork and give them the information and tell them if you sell the house, you've got 90 days or 60 days, whatever it is. Contact these people, and I think it's $200 or something to transfer the warranty to the new homeowner, and a lot of them don't do that. So I'm gonna get him a price on this coil, see if we can beat their price. I mean, the unit's only 8 years old. If he wants to replace it, he can. We gave him an estimate yesterday, but he wanted this double checked, and maybe we can give him a better price on that coil. And I don't see a problem with putting a coil in it at 8 years old. Get some maintenance done on it, that's for sure, but it'll be his option. Anyway guys, appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next one.